Hi guys, welcome again to my channel and thank you so much for clicking on this video. So on this video, let's talk about how easy and how hard it is for you to get a German citizenship. And not just a German citizen, but also a permit, a resident permit. So we have that resident permit and we have the citizen. The resident permit, you only get an ID, and then the citizen, of course, you'll be able to get your passport. There are also people who are able to get an ID but with a little bit more years. So as of the it's called Niederlassung Erlaubnis, like it's more about permanent resident, but it's just an ID. If you come to Kenya, from Kenya, we have this ID, which is not passport. But with this ID, you are able to travel also to any European country without any problem. So the rules before were 3 years. If you've lived in Germany for like 3 years, you are able to acquire your citizenship. That was during there was this chancellor called Scholz. But now, this year, not long ago, they passed that you need to have 5 years of stay in Germany, and also you need to have a proof of your, like, there are so many requirements. First, you need to be here for 5 years. Your criminal, you don't have any criminal record on top of your head. You need to have a B1 German language. You have to have the certificate of the German language. You need to have a job. You have to prove that you are independent, like you are able to cater for yourself. You are resident, like you can pay, or you are paying for your rent and so on, if you are not married, that is. So there are so many requirements that you need for you to be able to get a citizenship. And also, with passport, with the German passport, I think it's also good because you are able also to travel other countries without not so much restrictions. You are able to maybe getting a job could be a little bit more easier. Guys, these days, even to get an appointment to this foreign office, it's not a joke. Especially here in Munich, it's very, very difficult. For my case, I started, my resident expired, my ID, that is my ID, expired in August. That when it was expiring. Before, when I came here, they sent me a letter before even doing the application, because my husband, the first now, after the first one I was given for 2 years. So after the first one, before it 1 month before the expiry date, my husband tried to make a call, not on, or it was 2 months. My husband called them. That time you could call. He called them and they told him that they will just do that automatic. They will send a letter, an invitation letter, and also an email. So it was easier. This year, we waited until July, because when we checked online, there is no contact, or there is service, is it service hotline, or how is it called? There is a number, you call them, but there is no answer. It's only this lady who normally talks, wait, choose where do you want, who do you want to talk to, what's this way. And then after you choose whatever you want, they tell you at the end of the day, everybody is busy, so try to call later. So we tried calling this number and it could not go through. We tried to check if there is an email address that we could send. There was no email. Up to date, there is no email. They removed. Then the problem in this building, you cannot, or you are not allowed to enter without an appointment. So before you enter, there are security at the door. You have to show them your appointment, your appointment letter or date or something like that, like a proof of that of an appointment. So what we did, there was another an emergency line that we tried to call, and this person also did not help. Okay, he told us we have to try our level best to make an appointment on them through their website. Now, when you this appointment, you are supposed to check 10 minutes before their opening time. Like, let's say if they start, of course they start at 8, so you are supposed to check the appointment 10 minutes before 8. And then if they work in the afternoon, you are supposed to check what time they are starting again. If they are starting at 2 p.m., then you are supposed to check 10 minutes before before they open again or they resume to their work. Imagine how many people are waiting to check for this time, to look for this appointment, because there are so many people here, like outsiders, and everybody, like, if maybe there are those we are having the same problem with, like they need to renew their permit. So imagine by the time you open this whatever and you get in and you try to look for an appointment, you find that there is no space, like they are all full. There is no appointment. Okay, so my husband was able to make an emergency appointment, which is not for the resident permit. That one, they give you just a paper to show you that it's called fiction Bescheinigung. I don't know how it's called in it's like a visa. So you get that one while you try to look for an appointment. So since I'm here more than 3 years, I'm now 4 years, I'm almost 5 years. So my husband said, on this part, there are 3 times. There's this normal Aufenthaltstitel, which is just 2 to 3 years. There is a Niederlassung, which is like a permanent. You get up to 10 years, and then there is passport part. Now we said, okay, let us apply for the Niederlassung Erlaubnis, which is 10 years. Then at least we don't have the stress of applying before 10 years. So with this Niederlassung Erlaubnis, they need proof that you have to give them the reason why you are applying for this one. Still, they need the language. You need to be able to have the certificate, the B1 certificate. There's this one, Leben in Deutschland also. You need that certificate. You need to have like your criminality, your records are clean. And what else do they need? Yes, a proof of your residence, where you are staying, the rent and everything, and also job. If you're working, they need also to see that. Now, we tried to fill the form online, but it was it not accepted, or they always say, oh, whatever is big, you need to reduce. Now you wonder, it's anyway. So it's either you do it online or you send it per post. So we took the documents, the required documents, that is in September, every document that they require, because they gave me this like a visa, which I am still having until like I'm allowed to stay, but I need the longer one. So after we sent those, we did not send, I brought them myself. Outside their office, there is a mailbox, where you just put them down inside. Since September up to date, we haven't gotten an appointment for that one. So we said, I need, one thing, to get a job, some of the people or some of the employers, they need to be assured. They need not just a paper, they need the permit. They need to see that you have a good permit to stay here, not just you have something for 2 days and then after 2 days you have the stress to start looking for another one. So that is one of the challenges. Like, if you don't have a resident permit, even if you are staying in Germany, you can't get any job. Nobody is going to employ you. Nobody is going to give you a job. So you need the right document for you. Okay, I'm married by a German, but without the permit, you cannot stay here. Like, if I don't have the permit, I can't continue living here. It's either I get a permit or I carry myself and go back to Kenya. That's one of the disadvantages. So these days, I don't know, there are so many people, or the employees are very little in these offices. I really don't understand. So I was thinking of having a passport, because when you get the passport, I don't need to go back to the foreign affairs. It's a different office of its own. So there, I think things are not so complicated. When it comes to the renewal, it's easier for you to get your papers processed faster than this foreign affairs. So I'm still not yet 5 years in German. So maybe I'm still thinking of trying to get a German citizenship, because once I get the German citizen, I'm able to have my Kenyan citizen. That one, it's what I don't want to lose. I will never accept to lose my own citizen. So if I will be able to get the German citizen, then, and retain my Kenyan citizen, then I'm good to go. But if they say if it's not allowed, then I just stay with my Kenyan citizenship, and I continue with the foreign affairs place, like offices. Yeah, so maybe you tell me if are you living in Germany? Do you have do you have German citizenship, and what are the processes? What did you do, and how long did it take for you to acquire your citizenship here? Yeah, things like that. Let's share your ideas, share your experience, tell us about the whole process, because hey, this country is really changing. And also to get jobs, guys, I don't know what is happening, because when you are back home, anyway, let me not talk too much. But honestly, it's not easy. It's not easy the way we normally think when we are back at our countries. It's not easy everywhere, but I would say it's better than, anyway. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I don't want you people to start saying this one is complaining a lot. I'm not complaining. I'm just sharing what I know, what I have seen, what I have experienced. Yeah, so thank you so much.